You know what's the best thing coming out of the new year? Christmas is gone and past. You've been with your families. New Year's comes by, you watch the fireworks. And then the first week of January comes in and you're thinking by yourself, well, my life feels so empty right now. But don't you worry, because the Dev Diaries are back. Welcome to back Dev Diary 139. It's a 2.2.x post-launch patching season because, of course, we have the whole, mixed release after the MegaCorp launch, and that by itself, the devs are now back in swing, and they're in the mix of, bringing out the new patches to make sure that the game actually runs properly, which is nice. So that's good. So right now we got patch 2.2.4 out in beta. If you don't know how to get access to it, just right-click on your Steam if you're at least on your Stellaris in Steam, if you're using that platform, that is, and then navigate to betas, and then go to test version, and then you can enjoy the current beta branch, which hopefully should improve performance quite significantly. And obviously we did a patch video about that. But regardless, what is coming up, what is coming soon, they basically are working soon, well, not soon, they're going to be working on post-launch support right now. And then once all of that stuff is done, they're going to be working on the quote-unquote next cool thing .trademark. I'm not entirely sure if this is actually trademarked, but you get the general idea. Now, this by itself is a relatively short patch note, and in all honesty, looking at it, what we have so far, it's looking very strong. Why? Because it looks like we're going to be seeing a bit of an overhaul, once again, on some of the UI elements. Obviously, there has been quite a lot of looking at the planetary UI, a lot of people looking at it and saying, hey, we could do more with this, we can make things look a little bit cleaner, etc. It also looks like there is a new UI UX designer. His name is Doyle, who's going to be working on Stellaris, and he has been fascinated by what the devs have wrought on the game, and basically taking a big chunk of their work and reshuffling it a little bit. So this is a work in progress UI design. So that right there is cool. It seems a lot cleaner, especially with the jobs tab and seeing which are available, and a little button called restore job. So that is fascinating to me. But overall, I really feel that one thing that the game has problems with is they're not really using a lot of space on the actual UI for the planetary overview. And let's be frank here, the planetary overview is about 50% of the game. You're doing 50% of your stuff there, more even in some scenarios, if you don't include all the space combat. But yeah, if you look, for instance, if you make comparisons to, say, the ship designer or the UI there, the amount of space used is a lot larger than the planetary UI. Now, with this particular setup, it looks like things are going to be a lot clearer. You're going to be able to see how many jobs there are in certain environments, what they are, etc. So you no longer have to scroll all the way down and click on weird stuff in order to find what the hell is going on. And also, you can actually look at it and not be dazzled by the amount of options that are there. So that right there is rather fruitful, I would say. Now, obviously, we haven't seen the planetary summary tab or the armies tab or the corporate tab, which for some reason exists in some scenarios, like as in corporations. I still don't feel there should be a corporate tab, or at least it should tell you, hey, there's a corporation here. If you're playing as a normal empire, what is the things that I actually get out of it, rather than just a random number on the screen that it's generating? How much am I getting out of this? Can I tax any of that? That'd be nice. Anyway, then there is, of course, pop growth. Apparently, there's been a lot of feedback on pop growth, and there's apparently some concern about how the growth currently functions and how it feels wrong. So apparently, they're going to be adjusting how pops are chosen for growth, and the avoidance of having to move pops or chosen for growth on planets where there is very low habitability. So right now, apparently, there is a lot of issues with pops growing on planets that shouldn't be there. So that's at least something that's going to change. So that is at least good. And the moving of pops there through the resettlement tool is something that players should have control over. At least they already do, but it's something that players should be doing rather than the game itself giving automatic actions for. Although I do feel that we should have the option to do so. And this is my personal favorite one. ship upgrades. Have you ever sent the fleet to a space station to be upgraded, only for a war to break out, and then accidentally clicking on that fleet, and it was at 98%, and then you lose all the upgrades, but you get all the money refunded? Well, that's all going to be going away. Thank God for this. Yes, we're finally going to get that every ship itself is going to be handled separately instead of the entire fleet. I wouldn't be surprised if it caused some minor performance issues, but we'll see whether or not that is the case. They've been offloading a lot of stuff on other cores recently, which is nice. But for instance, if you upgrade a fleet at 50%, half of your ships will be upgraded, rather than only half the fleet, which doesn't really tell us anything. But yeah, they're also going to be doing a lot of tweaking. At least it looks like they're going to be doing a lot of tweaking on upgrade cost and time. And time by itself is something that is rather serious. It takes forever to upgrade a reasonable fleet these days, and that's something that that are going to be taking a look at. But yeah, these are currently the biggest points that they're going to be doing. There's a massive list as well that they're not currently talking publicly about what is going to be addressed. Most of those are, of course, improvement to AI, performance, issues within the dev team as well that they have themselves with the game, and feedback is really important when it comes to prioritizing what is important to the development cycle. So you commenting on these videos has an active impact on what the developers are working on. Your voice is listened to. High priority, basically the thing you whine the most about, or at least have a reasonable amount of arguments for, is going to get prioritized higher. But yeah, there's plans, of course, about expansions, but those are on the back burner right now, and fixes and improvements are coming along. They've listened, and now it's time to move forward. I'm going to go wrap it up here. Post-launch support season is here. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, take good care of yourselves, and as always, each other.